everybody, it's Christine, and I have a brand new tool. I have this frame punch board, which I know is not an extremely new tool on the market, although it's not extremely old either. I always think through if I really want a tool before I make a big purchase, and this one came from me finally deciding that I was sick of trying to cut frames and messing them up. And my old way of doing it was using just my paper trimmer. And like, I'd go in a 1/2 inch and go like this. And then I'd turn it. And do it again. And inevitably, I would overcut or undercut, and it just never worked. Now, I could go to my Cameo, yes, but I don't always want to go to my Cameo. And I could get a bunch of metal dies, but I got this for, I think, $17. So by the time I buy one set of metal dies, this is more cost effective. So I decided it was time to take the plunge. It just came a couple days ago, and I've been playing with it a little, so I'm going to show you some of the things you can do with it. So first off, you can vary the size of the width of your frame. So you start with the size that you want. So this is 3.5 by 3.5. So this is going to be the outside of my frame. Now I can decide if I want 1 inch, 0.75, so 3/4 of an inch, a 1/2 inch, or 1/4 of an inch for the thickness of my frame. So since this is a smaller one, I'm gonna go ahead and just do 1/4 of an inch. And so then you start with that, and you just go and hit all the corners. Okay. And then that's done. And then I'm going to take this little piece and line it up at the same spot, so 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to take my blade. I'm just going to push my frame through and go across. And then turn it, go across, turn it, go across, turn it, go across. Okay, so wow, that was way easier than my paper trimmer. Faster? No, not necessarily, but I'll take accuracy over speed any day. Now, this also can be used to curve the edges of your frame if you want to, or around the edges. So you can move these all the way out to the end and just go all the way around and round your edges. So that's kind of a nice feature also. Okay, so there we go. So that's my first one, just a normal square. Now, what about if you want to do like a Polaroid type of thing? Okay, that is totally doable too. I'm going to refer to my measurements here because I haven't done that many of them yet. So this is 3.5 by 4.25. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my corners on 1/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And I'm going to start like this. Nope, that's not right. Hold on. I'm going to do this right. Hold on, let me fix this. I did it a few minutes ago, so it shouldn't be that far from my brain. Okay. Nope, I gotta start with both of them at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, sorry about that. So I do that, and then I'm going to flip my sheet over and do that again. And then I'm going to adjust it to be 1/4 over here and 3/4 over here. And do that, and then flip it, and do that. Now, I'm going to have to adjust this 2 different ways. So, to start with, I'm going to go ahead and get my 1/4 of an inch ones. which this is a little more obvious because you can tell which parts you need to cut at 1/4 of an inch, because you can kind of feel that the blade won't fit there otherwise. Okay, and then this one you can see it's got the bigger space, so it's going to have to go to the 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go there. Okay. And then sometimes you do have to trim. That's true with all of We Are Memory Keepers punch boards. I don't mind that because I think a lot of times it's user error on how accurately you cut initially, like if you measured just right, or if your paper trimmer cut things a little crooked. But so you can see, there you go, I've got a nice little Polaroid style of frame. And again, you could round the corners if you wanted to. Now, what about if you want to do something bigger? I love to do big old frames. So let me show you that. I'm going to do, this is 11 by something. Let me see. 11 by 5. Okay. So I'm going to do a bigger, fatter frame on this one. Okay. So I'm going to just go back up to 1 inch. And I'm going to go punch all the way around. Now, this will not cut all 11 inches on its own. I'm going to have to work with it here. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to go like that and I adjusted it back up to 1 inch. And I'm going to go as far as I can. And then I'm going to flip it over. And this, again, there can be some user error here because if you don't put it in quite right, it will get off, okay? But actually, I did pretty good there. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other longer side too while I'm at it. So just imagine the fun you could have with this for cutting like big old spaces for titles or to make little scenes in and stuff. I am really excited about the possibilities here. Okay, and there we go. So I've got a nice old big frame that is perfect for layouts. You know, and I like that there's options here for layouts, but there's also this, I mean, this is going to be crazy useful for cards for me because I'm constantly framing. Now, the last one I want to show you is what you would do if you have a 12 by 12 sheet. I am always setting my layouts onto a base. And so this is going to be a good way either to, if I want it to be on top, then I can still cut out the inside nice and even and have a nice square. Or I can put it over the top and use the positive space. So depending which way you want to go, you can make it work for either way. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 inch again. Okay. And this is going to be pretty much the same exact process I just showed you, but I thought it would be neat to show you that it can do 12 by 12 inch. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to just flip it over, and yes, that thing does pop out. That's because it came out of here. You want to watch it with your kids because it is a sharp razor. Okay. And I'm going to just do all this one side first. And this, like, I did one sheet that did not turn out well, so I learned from that to be really careful making sure I'm all lined up here, because otherwise you will get wonky, uneven edges, I guess is the best way to say it. Very technical term right there, wonky. Okay. And then one more. Okay. And so see there, I got a little bit, tiny bit off, but I would just adjust that with my scissors. Okay, now you've got like this great 12 by 12 frame, which is so awesome. And there's the little pieces that came out from below. Okay, so you could totally just set your project on top of it, or you could, like this, since this is an inch, you could cut a 1/2 inch off all the way around and have just a little tiny mat, but paper saver and could be really interesting to use. I think there's some other possibilities here with like border punches. If you wanted to do something really neat and you've got this nice perfectly sized border now, you could pull out border punches and I overwent there, sorry. But you get the idea, okay? You could totally add to the look. Especially, this is so great because you've got this great, perfect sized space. It's not all crazy, and so that is wonderful. So that's my review of my new tool. I'm excited to play with it. I'm sure you will be seeing me using it quite a bit in upcoming videos. Thanks so much.